All right, good morning. Yes, thank goodness it's Friday. We're fighting climate change here together. Yeah, that's what we're going to be looking at, plus so much more. Just a few things that I noticed today, and I just have to share with you. But, as we always say, we don't trust what's going on, especially coming out of the news. We do the opposite. Whatever they say or do, we think the opposite way, right? We keep researching and not trusting anyone. Because all we see is a pile of poop. It doesn't matter. Nothing new is under the sun, right? It's all the same. So take a look for the entire video, but I'm just going to show you a very short clip.
The Colorado River, called the hardest working river in the United States, is in danger.
This is due to two causes: reductions in precipitation and increased air temperatures.
All of it threatened by more than 2 decades in a megadrought. We can't just flip a switch like Colonel Joe Moore in Mad Max Fury Road. But we do have a superpower. We do have a superpower. Straight out of science fiction's X-Men: The Last Stand. It's called weather modification, or cloud seeding. It's called weather modification, or cloud seeding.
There are currently 42 cloud seeding projects across the American West, like this one in Utah, where they take planes like this with flares attached. They fly right into the storm and send microscopic particles into the cloud. Particles that act like magnets for water droplets, bonding together until they are heavy enough to fall to the ground as rain or snow. At the University of Colorado, researchers are working on artificial intelligence to deploy cloud seeding drones.
And it's not just cloud seeding from the sky. There are hundreds of those things. That shack you see in the foreground is a ground-based cloud seeder. The little flame coming out is sending tiny silver iodide particles up into the sky. When a storm comes through, they go up to 2,000 feet above our head, into the storm, up those mountains, and make more snow than it naturally would.
Well, how'd you like them apples? Oh, that's right. I hope everyone was listening, right? I mean, they were saying a little bit of the truth, weren't they? Unbelievable. And to all those people who called us disinformation, who might have called us various names, maybe tinfoil hat, they're finally saying a little bit of the truth on the news. But hey, we're not going to get into the HARP or what the governments are actually spraying way up high, right? I mean, this is Ginger Z sharing this kind of information, She's just sharing what she's been told to share. That's right. She does her own little investigation there with Brad Udall, right? I mean, when I looked into Brad Udall, I found him at the Southwest Climate Adaptation Science Center. Notice that it's a cube? Right. Anyway. And what I found? Exactly. He's saying the exact thing I would say. Fixing what isn't broken. They're trying to fix something that isn't broken. That's exactly what they're doing. And if you don't understand anything what they're saying here, weather modification, cloud seeding, those are just a few terms. Look, all I can tell you is whatever is in the water, the ground, the air, they have been tampered with by exactly all these people that we look at all the time. Plain and simple. If you don't know who I'm talking about, well, there's just a little quick picture, but most of you here understand. And I even took a few pictures myself, just yesterday, because I noticed them spraying a lot. They started spraying. They probably were spraying before I even got out there because you can already see above all that cloud, right? But then later on in the afternoon, look at that. The whole sky was filled. They were covering the sky. That's exactly what they're doing. It could have been so much warmer here, but no, that's what they were spraying. And so that's what the governments are doing. And they're not telling you. They're not telling any of us. And if all of this is new to you, please, you're going to have to research and look. I'll send you to Above Ground News for just starters. That's just very bare minimum starters. And he'll tell you a whole lot on there. And he shows and goes over so many things. I love his channel, but there's so many other places to find information. But it did remind me, that last picture there, of SpaceX. SpaceX, that black and white symbol right there. Right. I won't even say what it looks like. But anyway, SpaceX, how they love to use all their numbers and so much more. Look, NASA's invested in this SpaceX, yeah, NASA, yeah, the one that said, well, we lost the technology to go to the moon and all that, yeah, right, and they want to send people to the moon. You can watch, Good Morning America on this, but all I can tell you is it's 50-50. Oh, maybe I'll share that one clip.
They were able to get Starship into the air, but then it went out of control. Take a look at this. The SpaceX Starship successfully launched with those 33 engines firing, becoming the most powerful rocket on Earth to launch into the air. Spinning out of control, and then we see it blow up. He had been trying to lower expectations on this, giving it a 50-50 chance of failure. So it was a 50-50 success, guys.
So it was a 50-50 success, guys, or maybe a 50-50 failure. Oh my goodness. Anyone want to go? Anyone thinking, they'd want to go? No thanks. Never. I mean, honestly, they're crazy. Going to the moon, it reminded me of this little Moonies guy we had years ago, and as kids, and mooning other cars, as they went by. I don't know why I thought of that. And then it reminded me of this. Well, someone shared this with me, and I do appreciate it. My goodness. I mean, are you first of all seeing that it's in the shape of Saturn, Cancer, Moonshot right there? Yeah. Let's take a quick listen at what he had to say in here in his speech just September 11th. Oh, last year.
Cancer does not discriminate red and blue. It doesn't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. Beating cancer is something we can do together, and that's why I'm here today. We laid out our plan that is bold, ambitious, and I might add, completely doable. The goal is to cut cancer death rates by at least 50%, in the next 25 years. Turn more cancers from death sentences into chronic diseases people can live with. To create more supportive experience for patients and families. I've also formed a new cancer cabinet that is driving a whole of government effort to unleash every possible asset within our power, from NASA, that knows more about radiation than any doctor does. Because I know this, there's nothing beyond our capacity if we work together.
So listen to the entire thing on your own. But he mentions, the red, the blue, how we always mention those. They're the two wings of the same bird. I mean, he brought in Cancer Moonshot. Trump brought in Operation Warp Speed. I mean, they're all after the same thing. They're out to get her. I mean, we understand that, seeing even these two together, who are Rotary brothers. They're all in the same club. I mean, it's just, and so is Elon Musk. I mean, hello, how are people not seeing who he is, even though he might be apparently doing some good? But no, he's not to be trusted. All of these people think they can be little gods. They've been fooled by the master himself. And yeah, they're the ones in charge of corporate news. I mean, or Rotary News. I mean, that's what I want to call it. Anyway, I just had to look into all that for you guys. And as a bonus, I was watching the news last week, and I forgot to post this, but I zoomed in on this guy. This is all done on my phone, so excuse the picture here, but I noticed something on his shirt. They are mocking us because people do not understand exactly who they are, but we understand. Now, are you seeing what's on his shirt, right? Under hood. Yeah, we know who controls all of these things. And all I can say is they are mocking all of those people who do not understand. It's right in front of your face. That logo, that sign, we know it clearly. I mean, I don't think I need to show you guys a lot of details on the logo itself, or the pyramid and all the Freemasonry. But it did have me looking at this and reminding myself, since it had the octopus on it, the Olympics 2012. They gave us a 10-year warning of what was ahead if we understood what they were trying to tell us with their symbolism, numbers, and everything else, right? But just think about that. 10 years ago, that happened. And gosh, yeah, we saw, we understood. You know, if my pictures will go forward, I'll keep showing you a few more pictures. But yeah, it was the rising of the, sorry about that, rise of the phoenix. Yeah. And then they were even showing us NHS. Loud and clear, they were showing us everything that was going to be happening very soon, with the nurses, with the children in bed, with them giving jabberoos, and just so much more. It was so wicked, and it first looked really innocent and good, right? A lot of great music maybe going on. I can't even remember. I've looked at it long ago, but you guys remember that. And then it turned so wicked. And that was 10 years prior to this happening with the whole pandemic. They practice and they get things prepared years in advance. And yes, they are after the children. When you're changing a nation, don't bother with the old people. They are too stuck in their own old traditions and they will not change. But go for the children. And boy, did they ever. Did they ever. Leave no one behind. When you understand their symbolism is in everything, movies, they put it into singers, they put it into shows. I mean, you see it everywhere. In magazines, I was walking around and saw that eye symbol, as well as I think you would find that one picture on the right quite comical, crisp, that I got on my phone. But anyway, and then I was out and about. I've been so busy this week helping my husband's aunt, as well as babysitting, and I happened to catch these. Lions Club. Look, these people are everywhere, and people do not understand that this is linked to Freemasonry, St. John's, and then some. They just don't understand, and many won't listen or research. But all I'm going to say, I'm not going to allow anything to steal my joy. I'm going to enjoy this summer. I'm going to keep trusting in God and enjoy time with my family and friends. And that's what we all have to keep doing, is encouraging each other, because we understand exactly who these people are. They're about their rules-based order, or should I say international order. What they're really meaning to say is New World Order, right? We understand. They're all in this together, and it's the same poop, just a different day, in a different country, wherever you are. It's the same stuff. And I'm reading in 2 Timothy, in the 3rd chapter, and really, we are in the last days. And don't let anyone lead you astray. Don't let anyone lead you to the wide path, because we understand. It says, but they will not get very far, because, as in the case of those men, meaning John Bray and James and John Bray, their folly will be clear to everyone, at least those researching and looking. It'll be very clear. And yea, and all that will live godly in Christ Jesus shall suffer persecution. We've been told what is coming. But just remember that He goes before you, He is with you, and He will not fail us. And He will never forsake us. His word promises that. So do not fear and do not be dismayed. That's all I have to say. I have to encourage you, and as well as myself, reading the Word is like a double-edged sword. And even saying it out loud just reminds me more and more how we just keep trusting in Jesus, regardless of all the chaos around us. All right, I hope you have a great weekend. Just wanted to cover those things. Now we're off. Even had computer problems, but hey, it's Friday. What can you say? Have a good one, guys. See you on Monday. Till next time.